What's the story about you being assistant coach for PRX? I worked with them before Toronto and at Toronto, and then for Champs, they asked if I would help out again for Champs. So I helped out during just before the group stage, during the group stage, and then I said that if they wanted me to come over during playoffs, I'd be happy to kind of come over. It was very kind of them to invite me into their group. You know, a little bit disappointed I couldn't do more to help, but I think I learned a lot about the team and the way they operate, and I hope I can give, at the very least, I can give that feedback about how there's maybe some things to look at for the future. Can you describe what you did for PRX that added to their game? Because it was no noticeable difference. I didn't do anything. I didn't really do much in terms of like changing the style of their play. I think what ended up happening was that because they were losing and because of Patman's presence, and maybe because I was there, maybe they had just felt like they were going to play slightly less crazy as a team, but I never specifically asked them to play super differently. A lot of the notes I gave them early probably presumed that they could do things that I've now learned that like they're not very comfortable at doing yet. And so maybe a lot of those notes kind of made them think about some of the things that they didn't do so much of. They didn't deathball as much. That's funny because at the start of the tournament, they were deathballing too much and they were like getting annoyed that they were deathballing too much. And I presumed that that's how they wanted to play. And I kind of, yeah, I don't mind them deathballing, but it has to be 4-1, I think, rather than 5-0, you know? Like I always want someone to be like checking like here if they're going to do deathball, but they can't just deathball 5 like this way, you know? It's like too difficult. Oh, the end of their run. Yeah. So they agreed as a team that they didn't like the way that they were playing on some of the maps. They were 5-manning way too much. And I basically asked if like, because their Ascent was quite nice on the attack before they lost that last map. And the way they played Ascent was not very deathbally. So I was like, why don't you just play like your Ascent? It's deathballing just contacting up and using ulti. No, it just means 5-manning. It just means going 5 places. I remember on Pro, when I was helping them, they kept doing death balls this way and this way. And then like, you know, a fade just reveals here, right? And so if the fade reveals here, they know that PRX are A. And if the fade doesn't reveal anyone, they need PRX at B. And so I was like, guys, like you need to 4-1 if you're going to do this. Like you always need someone breaking this reveal or you just lose, you know? So there's a lot of simple like that where like I was giving them notes on and I wasn't sure if they'd implement, but like at Toronto they did implement. So yeah, I do think there probably needs to be a discussion about the ways they played and things like that. So I'll probably debrief with Alex at some point, but anyway.